Do you wish your dread would proc stupid 10 million procs like that? If you do, let's get right into how to do that. Hello everybody, it's your boy and here I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, my friends, I'm going to be giving you a build guide on the INCARNON dread. So without further ado guys, let's just get right on into today's video. So people, for the evolution path on the INCARNON, obviously I've got the first one which allows you to go INCARNON. The second one I've chosen Coup de Grace instead of the other one. The other one is plus 70 damage and this one is plus 50 damage on hit, and it stacks up to 5 times, so the damage keeps increasing and also fire rate increases. So the only reason we're going with this one over the other one is literally just because of that fire rate. You know, it does end up making the difference. The next one we're going with is 30% projectile speed instead of minus 30% zoom or increased ammo, just because projectile speed works out best against the enemies, and you know, you'll have plenty of ammo unless you've gone into some sort of endurance run where the ammo is scarce. Then I do recommend switching over to the 144 ammo. And for the last one, I've decided to increase the critical damage by 1%. So you know, critical damage is basically what you need going up to the higher enemies, and you know, it will stack. So that is the best one here in my opinion. You could go for the increased status chance or crit chance, but personally with this build I don't think you need it. So you know, crit damage it is. So people, for the build, this is what we are going with. So I do have a Riven here, an insanely overpowered Riven at that. So obviously if you guys don't have a Riven, I don't blame you, but what you could do if you don't have a Riven is put Malignant Force on, or Infested Clip or something of the sorts. Maybe Serration, depending on what you're going to do. So you could switch out Prime Bane of Corrupted for Malignant Force, and then this Riven mod for the Serration or Amalgam Serration, depending on what you prefer to run. But for me, I'm running the Riven mod. I'm running Hunter's Munition for slash procs after, you know, you've taken your shot. Prime Bane of Corrupted, because obviously, you know, I'm planning on taking this to blooming high extents in STEELPATH. Fang Fusillade, again for some slash straight up. For the Arcane, I'm rocking Primary Deadhead because multiplier stack and headshot multiplier, which is what you want. And to build INCARNON transmutation faster, you go for headshots, so you know it works out. More damage for the headshots, faster INCARNON charge. Then Vital Sense for the crit damage, critical delay for the crit chance. As you guys can see, 150 crit chance and 6.6 critical multiplier. That is flipping crazy. And then we're going with Vigilante Armaments for a little bit of multi-shot, and Rhyme Rounds for cold, because we are also proccing some viral on this. Now, you could throw a few more formers in than I have. I've only thrown 3 in. And you could definitely add something else into the XAlisa slot. If you are worried about ammo, Vigilante Supplies is a good shot. Or even arrow Mutation is a good shot. But personally, I don't really think you need it too much. And yeah, that's about it. So guys, let's head on over into the Simulacrum, and I'm going to show you what each of these builds can do. Now, notice how I said each of these builds. What I meant by that is you guys are going to get one more quick build here. I'm just going to quickly spawn in some enemies. Right, that is that. So now let me show you the second build real quick. So for the second build, it is just, like I said, a little bit of a play on the first one. So instead of having Vital Sense, you've got Primed Firestorm. Now, you might be wondering, why do you need that? Because the INCARNON form for this weapon is basically an AoE weapon. If you don't believe me, let me just quickly prove it to you. So, let me just grab a headshot. 2. Okay, well, he's dead. Another headshot. Okay, there you go. So now I've got the INCARNON. Let me just do this. So as you guys can see, this is not the greatest. Let me fire it this way so you can see properly. As you guys can see, that's a pretty big range and beam thingamajig. And let me go on to the one with Prime Firestorm. Less crit damage, sorry, less of a critical multiplier, but personally it doesn't make too much of a big difference if you ask me. Never mind, it does. But this is only if you prefer to thingy rock enemies that are not going to be as much of an issue when it comes to the high levels. So again, let me just show you that way. That's significantly bigger. AoE does end up coming in to save the day, so you know, it is an AoE weapon once it goes INCARNON, so there is several different things you could do with that. But for the most part, I'm going to run this because I do prefer the damage boost of the... Oh, sorry, that's got Bane of the Grenier on as well. Sorry, my bad. So this one's based more towards Grenier. This one's based more towards Corrupted. So, yeah, Vital Sense for the crit damage. Now, let me show you what this thing can do in its full entirety. Kind of already spoiled that one for you. But yeah, as you guys can see, one headshot will end up taking the enemies out basically instantly, which is amazing. If you proc a crit, say goodbye to the enemies. Now for the INCARNON form. Now, if you were to simply get a headshot, it goes through all the enemies, and that's what I find hella cool. Now, with this, of course, same rules apply, headshots and all that. If you can build up your multiplier, then you can have a field day with this. So, again, my primary deadhead's still not fully procced up. And it's going down, if anything. Jeez. Okay, so I don't think the INCARNON helps charge the primary deadhead. So, let me quickly just drop the INCARNON and charge up that deadhead, and then I'll show you what this can do. As you guys can see, the freaking regular bow has a better job killing enemies than the INCARNON. That's really saying something. Don't get me wrong, I do like these INCARNON forms, but does every weapon need them? Not really, no. So if you guys are to get something like this, again, it does chain through all the enemies, and it does do significant damage. Once it starts stacking, it's gonna do big damage. Don't get me wrong, you can replace the deadhead with the merciless, but I just personally think deadhead's better. But as you guys can see, if you shoot them, give it a sec, they all drop dead. So you know, it's still very capable. But this dread is also very much capable of ripping through these enemies on its own. So let me just jump into STEELPATH, and I'm going to show you what this dread can do on its own. But yeah, as you guys can see, we're in STEELPATH, and this just does not let back at all. This does not relent. There's a horde of enemies. They are disappearing faster than you can say goddamn, because this is good. The INCARNON form for the dread does work very well up against these enemies, as you guys can see. And with this build, you're not going to have any problems with it either. This can definitely carry you all the way through higher ends of STEELPATH into the 2, 3, 4 hours range, maybe even into the thousands. Not tested that yet, but you know, I will soon, and I will pin a comment if about how it goes. So you know, keep an eye out for that. But this dread really does shred. There's no other way of putting it. Okay, so people, the Acolyte is now on its way. As you can see, that was a dirty 10 million proc then. Alright, let's throw this weapon into INCARNON form. Let's quickly reproc this up. And let's take this Acolyte down. So, INCARNON, take care of the enemies, all of them. Take care of the Acolyte. Easy as day. 2-shot the Acolyte, gone. Easy. That's how easy it is, man. This weapon is so crazy, bro. I freaking love this gun so much. So guys, that has basically been this video on the INCARNON Dread. I do hope you've enjoyed. Any questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. Any ways I could improve my build, again, do leave it in the comment section below. Always open to criticism and advice. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. Please do drop a like, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.